Error handling middleware in Express.js. Okay, this is the most important topic. Okay, whenever we have some errors in our code, normally we will handle with a try catch block, right? So of course, including that, how that Express.js is just handling the errors. Okay, let's see first few errors and how the Express.js is giving errors, then we can dive deep into that. So, but if you want to understand this concept, because this is a middleware, so if you don't understand, if you didn't learn what is a middleware in Express.js, it's almost impossible to understand what is error handling middleware. So please, okay, in our playlist already we have covered what is a middleware and few examples, few inbuilt middlewares. Okay, of course, not only our channel, you can learn from anywhere and come back to understand what is error handling middleware. Okay, I hope if you're continuing this video means that you already understand what is a middleware. Okay, now I will proceed into the concept. So here a middleware, okay, Express server is simply executing sequence of a middleware functions. Okay, so let's take some examples. So if you see this, this is the simple. Okay, I have just installed Express.js and I just create an app and we are running at 3000 port number. This is the basic route. This is the basic route. Okay, this is a middleware function. Okay, this is itself a middleware function, and maybe you already understand that. Suppose if you want to use any other middleware, so this is the global middleware, and we have in this app object we have a get, post and all those things, and here the path and the second argument is a middleware function only, and middleware function itself have a control on request and response and a next function, right? So let's add a simple middleware function here. I'm just writing the function. Okay, I'm just executing this function in the sequence request, response, and next. So what it will do first, whenever this request came to the server, first it will hit this middleware. So I'm just adding console.log, middleware one. And once it completed execution of this function, we should invoke the next middleware function. That is our responsibility. Okay. And here it is going to execute this middleware, because right now we have two things in the sequence, that is app.use and another one is the app.get, so that we will get a response here. So simple. Observe carefully, already our application is up and running. Now I just use the nodemon app, it's working now. So let's execute it. Right now we have a simple route 3000 and I'm just hitting the server. So if you see, we got a message like welcome to Express.js server, and we should understand that. So whether we got this message in the console.log, yes, definitely we should get. So if you see, first it has executed that first middleware, then whenever we have invoked the next middleware function, so at the time it is going to invoke this one because we have requested a simple route. So fine, but here we have another middleware in the background, okay, that Express.js is handling. Okay, but you can say that, hey Raghu, here we have only two middleware functions, right? But uh, why we need to think about the third middleware function? Yes, but to handle the error, suppose if you see, if something went wrong, suppose if you see, now I will try to send a request in a different way. Right now we don't have a route handler that is for users. Okay, for users, right? So what will happen whenever we send a request to the server like localhost 3000 forward slash users, where we don't have any route that forward slash users? So at the time Express.js will give an error, right? If you see, you got an error 404 not found, and you are getting error and cannot get users. Okay, how that Express.js server is sending this response to the client? Here it has a inbuilt middleware that is error handler middleware. Okay, of course we can customize that with custom error handler middleware, but first we should understand how that Express.js is working. So if you see, we didn't write any code, right? We didn't write any logic that if something went wrong, send 404 error, and that cannot get error something. But Express.js is working. So here, just imagine that here we have another middleware function. So it will be in the end. Okay, it will always be at end of the sequence. Okay, here it has another middleware function, but this middleware function has access to error, request, response, and next. Suppose even if you want to execute the next according to your expectation, that definitely we can add it. So this is the custom one. Okay, I'm saying this is the custom one, but even if we don't write anything, Express.js have already a middleware to handle the errors in our application. So wherever you get an error, definitely it will just pass the communication to this middleware. So this middleware is going to take care of that. So here I want to explain some simple important thing. Suppose we have five middlewares in the sequence. You see, one, two, three, four, okay, five normal middlewares in the sequence, and we understand that okay, we have a inbuilt middleware at the end. Suppose if you have 20, 21st is the inbuilt middleware. If you have 100, 101 inbuilt error handler middleware. So you can't see that right now. So what will happen? Suppose, for example, I'm just putting like this is the error handler middleware, which is there in a Express.js inbuilt by default. So here, suppose if you got an error here, so normally what we understand, we should execute these middlewares in a sequence, right? So if it is a 1, so after completing that, it should go to 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. So this is the last one. If you have any error, it will throw. Otherwise, it is not going to execute anything. Okay, it is not going to send anything. It is not going to take any extra action. But understand carefully. Suppose if you got an error at a second middleware. Okay, if you got an error at second middleware, okay, it is not going to execute this third middleware. It is not going to execute this 4. It is not going to execute the fifth middleware. So what will happen? It is directly send an error message to this particular person, that is called inbuilt middleware. Okay, let's see. Can we test that? Let's see. So here we have one middleware, right? This is the first middleware. Okay, right now I'm just commenting this. Okay, very soon we are going to write our own custom middlewares, like error handler middleware. But in the background we have one middleware that will handle. So here this is the first middleware function, and here I'm just executing the second middleware. So here I'm just putting mid2. Okay, and we can add another middleware function. Okay, so just do practice along with me so that you will understand. Otherwise, it's somewhat difficult. So I'm just putting like a middleware 3. So now if you send a request to the server, so even if you want to check whether you're getting in a sequence, okay, I'm just putting like a get method. Okay, get the default. So now our application is still up and running. So now if you send a request to the server, the proper request like 3000, the basic route. So you got the 200 success error code message, like a status message, and welcome to Express.js. And if you see, it is going to execute in a sequence: middleware 1, middleware 2, middleware 3, middleware 4. So that middleware 4 is the our app router, and here we are completing the request and response cycle, and here we are not going to execute another middleware. So if you want, you can, if you can just put the next here, and you can invoke the next middleware. So you don't need to send this response here. Okay, for understanding purpose, what I'm doing here, I'm just adding another middleware. One, two, three. The fourth one is the get route. The fifth one, that is like the actual middleware 4, or this actually it's a 5 because this is the fourth one. Get is the fourth middleware. Understand? So now here I'm just finishing the request and response cycle. Okay. So here we can write a response dot send. Sorry, response dot send. From this middleware itself, we can send a message. Welcome to Express. Okay, fantastic. So now what will happen? So let's execute first. So send a request to the server, and you will see the middleware 1, middleware 2, middleware 3, and the fourth one is a get. And after that, it is executing the fifth one. That is again a middleware 5. So this middleware 5 is going to complete the request response cycle. So here you are sending the response to the client. So that hopefully you understand now. This is also a middleware, right? This is also a middleware. So you can execute the next middleware if you want to finish the request response cycle in the next middleware according to your expectation. That is fine. So here, suppose something went wrong at a middleware 2. Okay, something went wrong at middleware 2. Let's see how it is working. So whether it is going to execute directly error message, or it is going to execute middleware 3, 4, 5, all those things. So now here what I'm doing, here I'm just throwing a new error. Okay, so new error. Okay, here we can create errors, okay, dynamically. So error is blah blah blah. Okay, error name is blah blah blah. Okay, let's see now. Send the request to server. Okay, already it's okay, fine. Okay, let me execute. Send request. Okay, we got error message. Okay, we got error message that is blah blah blah, and with some other information also. That is a error stack. Okay, that we can. Yes, if you see the 500 internal server error. So we didn't write anywhere like please send 500 internal server, or say along with this blah blah blah. Okay, we didn't request anything, right? But that Express.js server is sending all the error information. Now if you see, the interesting point is whether it is executed middle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or because we have an error at middleware 2. Okay, after executing this mid2 console.log, we are throwing an error. So once we got an error, whether it is going to execute mid 3, mid 4, mid 5 properly, or whether it is going to execute this inbuilt middleware in the background. So let's see the result. What happened? As you expected, definitely you have expected that. Okay, it is going to throw an error whenever we have an error directly. You see, this is the happen. So this is the middleware 1, this is the middleware 2, 3, 4, 5, and whenever you got any exception or anything happen here, anything wrong, it is not going to execute this. It is break this sequence, and directly it will pass this error information to the inbuilt error handler of Express.js. Okay, that's the beauty. So now please do practice. So far, pause this video and do practice so that you will understand clearly. Otherwise, it's too tough. Okay, fine. I hope you did a pause and you have done a practice and you understand. So if you understand clearly, just give a like button. Okay, at least it will reach more people because this is very important information. Okay. Suppose you're not interested to, you are not interested to give a control to this particular person called inbuilt middleware. So you want to write your own middleware. So I want to write our own middleware to handle the errors or all those things. So yes, no problem. You can do it. You can do it. So let's see what will happen. So here, So before that, we will write some beautiful logic. Okay, we'll write some beautiful. So in middleware 3, okay, middleware 2, we have thrown error, right? Have thrown error, right? Okay. So here, what we can do, that here we can write some if condition. Okay, if condition. So if one triple equal to one. So I'm just writing a if else condition. Else, just for namesake. See if it is one is not equal to one, we should throw an error. Okay, we should throw an error. If one is equal to one, so no problem. Please continue the sequence. Okay. So normally, what in a real time you will write some logic. Maybe you can send a asynchronous call to fetch some information from MongoDB, the Mongoose or something. Asynchronous calls, promises. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. If something went wrong, you should throw an error. You should throw an error. If nothing is happening, everything is smooth. Oh, you are saying that okay, execute the next middleware, that is middleware 3. So here you are throwing an error. Here you are throwing an error. So here, suppose we want to construct our own middleware. Okay, error handling middleware. So this is very simple. So now, so instead of using a built-in middleware, so here one thing is very important. This error handler middleware should be at the end of the middleware stack. Because if you want to write 100 middlewares or 1000 middlewares, doesn't matter, but this error handler middleware should be at the end. Okay, in that sequence. So as usual, here we have 5 middleware functions, and the last one is the error handler. And observe carefully, the normal middleware functions have a 3 arguments, that is request, response, and next. But this error handler middleware have the first argument is itself error information, second one is a request, third one is a response, and the fourth one is the next. Okay, so here what I'm doing, so if something went wrong, we should invoke this custom message, custom error handler. So here we can define the error messages. Okay, so here what I'm doing, response dot send. Okay, right now I'm just giving a 4 okay, the status code is 404 or something. Response dot status, okay, 404 dot send. So I'm just giving a custom message for now. Okay, this is simple custom error handler. Okay, custom error handler. That's it. Custom error handler. Okay, let's see whether it is going to work or not. So if 1 equal to 1, we don't have any problem. But if it is not equal to 1, suppose I will change the condition. So once we execute the success one, let's go. So I'm just executing a normal one. So that everything went well, so that welcome to Express.js. Now, middleware 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have executed properly. If you see, you didn't see any message like a custom error message, error handler or something. So because everything is successful, middleware no problem, middle 2, 1 triple equal to 1, that is true, that's why we are executing the next middleware function. But now I'm just changing 1 triple equal to 2, 1 triple equal to 2. But here what we need to do, if you have an error and you want to if you want to give a control to our own custom middleware, for a custom error middleware. So here what we can do, simply what I'm doing here, next. Okay, normally if you want to execute the next middleware function, you are not going to pass anything as an argument for this next function. So here I'm just putting, for example, I'm just putting like an error, nothing, just a simple random text, or even you can say 100 or something. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, so only one situation, suppose there are three ways we can call the next middleware. One is the next, Another one is a next as the route. This is the second possibility, and the third possibility could be anything. Okay, so one or two or x or one, anything you can write. So this meaning, like apart from empty and apart from route, if you give anything as an argument to the next function, it is going to execute, it is going to pass that information to this custom error handler. Okay, so let's see, suppose if you have an error information, you can pass the error information. Suppose if you don't have any error information, just for a namesake, just give, apart from empty or apart from route, just give some other information, anything else apart from these two things. So now let's see whether it is going to give a 404 and a custom error handler or not. So now I'm just executing it. Hey, we got it. 404 not found custom error handler. If you see, what is the sequence? Right now we have how many middlewares are there? Okay. So this is the first middleware. The second middleware, after executing the console.log mid2, we are we are doing something wrong. So 1 triple equal to 2. So it is false, right? So that it is coming to the next. So this is the, whenever you do next, and if you give any random number apart from the route and empty, so this means you're invoking custom error handler. That's it. Custom error handler. So that it is going to directly, it will skip mid 3, mid 4 and mid 5. Directly it is going to execute this custom error handler. So you will get a custom error handler message. So now that's why you are getting. So easy. That's it. So even if you want to change the message, and here how beautifully you can manage ones. I mean, definitely you will get a question like, hey Raghu, already XPages is handling everything in a smoother way. Why you need to disturb XPages? Why we need to write another custom error handler? That's a good question actually. But there is a reason for that. Okay. Um, we have lots of advantages with the custom error handler because we can write we can send error message in a meaningful way, much more meaningful way, much more customized way. So that's advantage. Because that we are going to learn in a next video, but please do practice this simple because this is very simple. Just an introduction to custom middlewares. So please do practice this. Just remember one thing: this custom error handler should have a 4 argument, that is a error, request and response and next. Okay, and it should be at the end of the sequence, and if anything went wrong, so definitely it will go. So here what I'm doing here, a new error, so that here we can pass the error information. Okay, so what you can say, now again we can say blah 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 blah, save it. So now if you see here, instead of this response dot status dot send, okay, what I'm doing, I want to send complete this error message. Okay, whatever the error information you will get to this custom error handler, so it is going to send that error message actually. So that's a video. So okay, 4.4, I think it didn't catch anything, any information. Maybe just I did something wrong. I did something wrong. So new error, blah blah blah, but it should pass the error information. Something went wrong. Something went wrong. Okay, fine. Let's do with this one. So I will clarify in the next session because I didn't test that one, so that I got error, because while we are handling the errors, definitely we will get lots of errors. So that's our job to learn and fix the errors. Okay, this is all about introduction to custom error handlers. Okay, this is the way we can write the custom error handlers. Okay, in future what we will do in a optimized way and customized way. So we can see, like, suppose if we got a 404 error, and here we will add lots of switch cases, and we will see response dot status code. If response dot status code is 404, and we can send some beautiful message, and if it is 500, and we can send some other message. So here you can write a lots of logic. Okay, and wherever, okay, suppose in your application, suppose if you have thousands of files, okay, and like thousands of middleware functions are there. So if something went wrong at any part, any number of middleware function at any point of time, so it is going to pass that error information to this custom error handler. So it will work. It will handle that. So even if this custom middleware function is not handling, always our superhero is there, na, inbuilt middleware that will take care. So this is just a simple introduction. Please do practice and get ready for the next topic. There we are going to understand the real and the practical um, implementation of this custom error handler, so that you will understand. Thank you. And if you understand this concept, and first do practice, and just give a like. If you like this video, just give a like. That's all. Bye bye.